in my mind, we have three people in our audience we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
One is what we call the silver citizens.
Yeah.
Okay, they're either near retirement or retirement, and they got resources and they're sitting at home.
Right.
Two, people with real job skills or experiences. Okay, and then three, the student who might want to just go do that, or maybe even the grandparents might want to say, hey, let's go do together and do a mission trip. I want us to talk about, let's talk about the silver person. How can they get involved? I mean, practically, I want you to invite them to your website, invite them to trainings. How can someone who's sitting at home, you're sitting at home, and maybe you thought about being a missionary, but you didn't. But now you can go for weeks or months or longer, and your money's fine. This isn't an issue for you. I want us to talk about that person. How does that person go from the TV screen to like going through the process?
Okay, let's talk about short term first.
Okay.
This silver-haired generation, the most valuable, because they have life experience.
Right.
They understand the world. And in fact, in most countries now, young people are having a hard time getting in because these cultures that still need the gospel, they only respect elders.
Right.
So we need to combine teams of silver-haired people with skills plus young people with zeal in order to have a holistic team to reach the nation. So if someone in the silver-haired generation wants to give their time, there's a couple things they can do.
Okay, tell me about it.
First, go to my website,
Which is what?
fredmarkert.com. They can go to the Missionaries Needed section and just hit the button that says Learn More, and it'll give them we'll give them the information they need to get started. But they can come short term. Let's just say short term. They want to come a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. They can do 2 or 3 different things. Number one, what we call mission builders. People with skills, carpentry, plumbing, electricians, who want to help out with our training centers to keep them functioning, or as we add on new facilities. We need people to do that, cooking, landscaping, gardening, flowers, all of that. Come for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. That's one thing they can do. Second thing they can do is an evangelistic outreach. We can take them, especially on prayer journeys right now, going out into the unreached parts of the world where we do spiritual warfare and prayer that breaks up that fallow ground to make it possible to send church planners down the road. What the beauty of that is they don't have to learn the language. They don't have to learn the culture.
Sure.
Just in a couple weeks, they can have dramatic impact through prayer journeys. I've been on hundreds of prayer journeys that have literally been what sparks long-term church planning movements in these countries.
Amen.
So their life can have an impact for eternity. But then third, those are 2 short-term things they can do. Long-term, we need them for the rest of their life. We call them second career missionaries.
There you go.
Where they come for their second career as part of a team that plants itself in an unreached country with young people working with them as well, that the goal is to preach the gospel. We go in, whether it's a medical platform, an educational platform.
Or even a coffee shop. I see people starting coffee shops all over.
Coffee shops are huge. Running a coffee shop, running a business. So we need people with all kinds of skills in the silver-haired generation, because that's what the countries are looking for, because that brings development. And then we pair young people with them too, who are really trained in church planning and evangelism, and together they're a holistic team.
But even a family could do this. Like if I am a grandfather, okay, and so now my grandchildren are quite young, all right. But if you have grandchildren that are early 20s, late teenagers and all that kind of stuff, I mean, you could go together.
Absolutely go together.
I think it'd be great if you're a grandfather or grandmother, and maybe you have a prodigal. Take them on a mission trip for 2 to 3 or 4 weeks. Okay, spend quality time with them. Get to really let them see what sharing the gospel looks like. It could change. I mean, it can change their total world.
It does.
I've met so many people who I went to a mission trip to India or Israel or Europe or South America, and it just woke them up in a spiritual way that nothing else did.
Right.
You know, going to church didn't do it.
Right.
Being the church
Absolutely.
did it for them, and they clicked, and they stayed with Jesus for decades after that.
Absolutely.
So that's a
Dr.
gift
Gutt,
that
I can
you were
give
talking about inheritance.
Yeah.
That's something as an inheritance or a legacy you can leave with all of your younger, your grandchildren. So think about it as a Christmas gift. Say, here's your gift. We're going to India. We're going to Europe, and we're doing, right?
Absolutely,
And
Dr. Gutt.
that'd be kind of a cool thing to do. All right.
You know, I've taken the ministry I was part of in Colorado Springs, where we lived at that same time, during the tsunami. Just one example, the tsunami of 2004 that hit Thailand.
Yes.
We brought Air Force cadets from the Air Force Academy, people from churches all around America, young, old families, to go out and do a mission trip. And when the cadets came back to the Air Force Academy, one cadet said, "Fred, my life was revolutionized. I had no clue what the world was like. We are so insulated and isolated in America."
Yes.
He said, "It's changed my life. In fact, I was bored at the academy and said, God, I want to get back to doing that work." And the Lord said, "I want you to be just as intense at the academy as you were in Thailand, because whatever you do, do it unto the Lord."
Amen.
And then he said, "If I had not gone, my life would not be complete." It so radically revolutionized it. And people from the churches who went with their kids and everything, we actually had them helping pour concrete and build a church for the unreached. And so these kids, young kids, had an experience of planning the church where it never existed before.
Right.
And it radically transformed their lives. They came back grateful. They had no clue how blessed we were in America.
No, when American kids see how other children actually survive, not live,
Right.
it does something to their heart.
Absolutely.
You know, and it goes like, wow, like my experience versus the world is so different. I'm worried about having cell phones, and they have to walk 3 miles to get water,
Right.
right? And so it changes the way they think about life. Okay, now tell me about the second group I want to talk about. And I'm here to, Healing Times is all about getting you off the sofa, starting group, doing something that Jesus wants you to do. And hopefully some of you are feeling that in your heart, like, I need to really listen to this. And go to fredmarkert.com and get more information. But I'm 40, I'm 50, I have skills, I'm a plumber, I'm an electrician, maybe I know how to fix cars, or whatever my skill is. Talk about that person and how important they are to go do a mission trip.
Oh, absolutely. It's all those skills that we actually need on the mission field. In the unreached countries, you can't go in and preach on the street corners or hand out tracts. We need to go in with skills. And like Jesus said, let people see your good works and they will glorify your Father in heaven.
Well, he did it that way too. He healed them and he didn't even tell them who he was.
Exactly.
And then they go around telling everybody who he was.
Right. So when we've done medical outreaches, educational outreaches.
Talk about educational outreach, because we have a lot of retired teachers, okay?
Oh man, right now, I could put English teachers especially. So many are, I'm desperately needing some, because the most sought after skill in the world is English, learning English. 1 billion people are in English training right now. 1 billion people are waiting. And if we go in and we teach English and develop relationships, we lead people to Christ. So I need people, and you don't even have to be an English teacher.
No,
because it's conversational English. It's not grammar and everything else. It's
so the only skill I need to have is being able to speak English, and someone will give me a textbook on what to do.
Exactly right.
And I can do this. So if you speak English, you're qualified for the mission world. Did you understand what he said? 1 billion people are waiting for you.
Exactly.
If you speak English and you're 20 years old and you know what to do with your life, go speak English in a place where they don't. Okay, go share your language with 40, 50-year-old men and women who are seeking to have this skill. Okay, we have no idea how blessed we are. I'm going to call you out. If you speak English, and if you're Africa, you speak English. If you're in Europe and you speak English, anywhere in the world, okay, you can go do missions. And this is just, like, people don't even know this, Fred.
Right.
They don't know that they're already qualified.
Right.
So right now
are.
we're pre-qualifying about 90% of our audience. Right. Okay, so if you're silver, if you have a skill, if you speak English, and the last group that we're going to qualify is if you're young. Okay, let's qualify them.
Yeah, easy. First off, let's two groups amongst young people. We need college graduates fresh out of college because we have to go in with businesses, with different platforms, adventure tourism, sports
Computer
businesses,
skills?
computer skills, AI programmers. These countries that are unreached are needing to get into AI. They don't have AI programmers. We can start AI programming businesses or just regular computer programming businesses. And that gives us an opportunity to get into these countries, relate to the unreached people, and then through that bridge of our friendship, they come to Christ.
Right.
So every skill they would get in college, we could use it out on the mission field. So we need college graduates because countries like to see the degree. We can then marry young people without college degrees, right? So not everyone should go to college,
Right,
Dr.
right.
Doug.
I get
This is a
that.
big problem in America. We've driven everyone to college, but the reality is 55% of people who go to college drop out, never complete. A young person out of high school, they can come, they'll get some missionary training, like at a missionary training center, some that I know and I'm affiliated with, fredmarkert.com, we have that information.
Information's there, okay.
Get some 5 months of training, and then they can be part of a team with
That
the
alone
college.
is a skill.
It's a skill.
I mean, to be able to go into another nation and they could find their own path even in that situation.
Absolutely.